You just got here. Do you want to hang here and accomplish everything you can possibly accomplish before you say there's no more left to do here, now I want to get to Raw or SmackDown? Or if the opportunity presented itself in a month, are you taking it?
Absolutely, I would. We got New Orleans, supposedly, rumored, right? WrestleMania next year in New Orleans. Did you read about that?
I did hear the rumor.
I heard about the rumor as well. If the rumor is true, that is my goal, to wrestle in the Superdome. That's all I want. And I'm going to make it happen. Now, if that opportunity presents itself, I don't know, a month from now, and then that's the lead up to it, I'm taking it. But either way, if it's a month or if it's, 12 months, whatever the case may be, the impact of me and NXT will be felt. There is no doubt about that.
You said you didn't love the goal thing because they always change, but that's a pretty significant moment right there, a pretty significant goal. If WrestleMania next year is in New Orleans at the Superdome, your hometown,
yes,
you need to be on that show, don't you?
Yeah, it's already happened. I'm already on it.
Done.
Yeah. When I watched Taker versus John Cena, I said, this will be the only time that I watch from a suite. And this will be, the next time I'm here will be me wrestling at the Superdome. We talk about goals, sure. That's already a thing that's already happened. I'm just telling you in advance. That's all.
That is the former Ricky Starks, now Ricky Saints in NXT, setting his goals high for what his career will be here in WWE. Of course, the big name change is the topic that everybody's talking about with Ricky Saints right now. The move from Starks to Saints has gone over pretty positively, I gotta say. Most people don't seem to mind it. I gotta tell you, I don't mind it either. I don't love it. It's not better, but it doesn't suck either. It could have been, what was the other names that were on that list and stuff? No, Trill London. He could have been Trill London, for fuck's sakes. But we got Ricky Saints, and he's absolute Ricky Saints, or the absolute one Ricky Saints. It's the same gimmick. He's the same person, same shtick, just a different name. Though, what is the story behind the name change? Because why? Well, I don't know that we necessarily get that full answer, but I'd like to discuss it more on the back end. But let's hear from the man himself, Ricky Saints, on the name change. Why Ricky Saints? How did it come about? Check out this clip.
Ricky Saints.
Yes.
Ricky Saints.
Yes.
Tell me why Ricky Saints.
It's just a throwback to... It's not even a throwback because the New Orleans Saints are still around, but Saints in itself is pretty indicative of New Orleans regardless. If you think of the football team, if you think of, the French influence and things of that nature. And I mean, it's as close as you're going to get to Starks. So I like the name. I know a lot of people are going to be, it's going to take time for them to get used to it. And I respect that they care so deeply about me, that they rebel against the name change. But at the same time, I am a product of New Orleans, first and foremost, and I want to pay respects to that as well. And so
I like
that's
it.
what it was.
That clip from Busted Open After Dark. And we get the meaning behind it, like why he chose Saints, and it's as close as we're going to get. Yeah, that's great. Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints, absolute, still the same. It's really not that big of a deal. It really isn't. But why? We still didn't get the why, because Jordan Grace isn't Jordana Grayson or something. You know what I mean? Jordan Race, the long lost daughter of Harley Race or some shit. She's Jordan Grace. Penta? Well, he's not Penta El Cerro M. But that was a retarded name anyway. It doesn't even make sense. Pentagon Jr., that works. Penta El Cerro M? Like, they didn't even go El Cerro Miedo. Penta El Cerro M is so convoluted, and it's a mouthful to spit out. It's stupid. Penta, nice and clean, nice and easy. But it's essentially the same name. Same look, same gimmick, all of it. Who else we got? Who else jumped over and got the same name? All Ego Ethan Page. Same nickname, same name. All of it. The same. Same thing. So why are we changing Ricky Starks' name? What's the methodology behind when they sit down for creative pitches for new hires that come in from another company? What's the deciding factor that says, yeah, we got to change their name, or yeah, let's let them keep their own name? Fuck it. Who cares? Where's what do you do? Is it negotiated in the contract? I doubt it. I doubt Ethan Page is sitting there going, I'm not coming over unless you let me be All Ego Ethan Page. Somewhere along the way, somebody goes, we like you just the way you are. That's what we're buying. We're buying All Ego Ethan Page. Jade Cargill, we're buying Jade Cargill. We're not buying Jane Cargill or Jade Carville, or you know what I mean? Jade Cardigan Sweater. We're not doing those nameplay gimmicks. So why with Ricky Starks? What's different there? And I see some people saying maybe WWE doesn't see a lot in Ricky. Why did they hire him and bring him into NXT instead of the main roster if they thought he was so great? I don't know. Why didn't they bring Jordan Grace to the main roster if they thought she was so great? She's been on 2 Royal Rumbles. She's clearly been being courted by WWE for years. Throw her on NXT? Here's why. Because WrestleMania. That's why. All the plans are booked up for WrestleMania. You can't just squeeze fucking, shoehorn somebody in real quick on the road to WrestleMania. They're not going to fit into any proper storyline. Sure, you could throw them in the mix. You could put them in a battle royal. You could have them face a fucking a jobber, Ricky Starks versus fucking Austin Theory or some shit. Ooh. Nobody cares, though. You don't have time to build the story, to invest in it. It's too late. I mean, theoretically, you do have time, but I mean, he's not going to fit in the mix. They're going to wait till after WrestleMania. There's the Raw after Mania. They'll probably call up somebody, I'm sure, from NXT. NXT is so stacked right now. But also, why not? I wouldn't have any issues going to NXT. And you know what? For what it's worth, I wouldn't have changed his name. Ricky Starks, if there's no obligation to, it was a Vince edict back in the day. You had to. But now you clearly don't have to. So I wouldn't have changed his name. I don't know why. Maybe they don't. But with the NXT thing, and it's probably goes along the same thinking as the name change, Ricky needs to be rebuilt. Ricky's had a lot of damage done to him over his career. He's been off TV for a year, more than that. He needs a refresher, a new coat of paint, rebranding. Again, I wouldn't have changed the name, but I don't mind him being torn down and rebuilt up in the WWE image at this point. I would fast track it. He doesn't, he's not developmental per se, but he could use a few months to a year of NXT branding. It's done Ethan Page wonders. Look how well they've rehabilitated Ethan Page's character. He is far more credible now than he was in AEW. NXT championship under his belt, the way he's presented, even his music is dope. Gets the rub from The Rock. I agree with it. I think it's a good move to do the rebuild with Ricky. But Ricky Saints, I don't know that it was necessary. I would love to know the logic that goes behind why it's necessary or not necessary with some talents and not others. I'll forever be curious about that. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Look, we've gotten a lot of really horrible name changes in the past, and some of them have been really hard to get used to. Even ones that are somewhat similar. Walter and Gunther, they're not super dissimilar. It's one word, it's one name, it's got that Eastern European flair to it, you know. It's got the thur at the end of it still. It's not too different, but we hated that at the beginning, and now he's Gunther. That's it. There's no Walter. Who the fuck's Walter? You know? So, in my opinion, he'll be just fine. But I'd love to know your thoughts. We'll wrap it up there. Let me know your thoughts down in those comments below. I do recommend checking out the rest of this interview too, by the way. He did get into the reason why he left AEW or what he thought was going on in AEW. And there really wasn't much there. He's told the story before. He just feels somebody backstage probably didn't like him. Maybe he didn't play the political game too well. But I will point you in the direction of that full episode, link in the description below to see more. But what are your thoughts on Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints, why he's in NXT? Should he be in NXT? Does WWE see something in him or not? Look, I think the fact that they scooped him up so fast, the ink on his release was not even dry yet from AEW. I think that says it all. They didn't have time to trademark any of the names or any of that stuff. They're just like, we need you on TV now. Come here. So I think that tells you all you need to know. But let me know your thoughts in those comments below. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Thank you for checking out the video. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to rest in